There are so many rules in the work of a few people that there is nothing to lose. There are so many contradictions in their life that no one is afraid of their death. Then he will lose his existence and take a terrible form. By committing a crime, he will think about his future. Hi guys, this is Forever Young. In 2019, director Todd Phillips made the Joker movie with a historical character. In IMDb, 8.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes got 68% and Metacritic got 59%. The movie has won a lot of praise from the public. Today, we will see the problem from the perspective of this Joker. How he was born, we will know about it. We will try to understand the reality of the creation hidden in the cracks of society. So, let's start with the story of the 2019 release of the crime drama genre, Alarin Sishtakari, the Joker movie. The story begins with Arthur Fleck, a famous person in Gotham City. He worked as a comedian in a company. He was given a job as a clown or a joker in various places. Arthur was doing his makeup in the makeup room. There was a news on TV. It was said that Gotham City was in a bad situation. The price of the newspaper is rising. The poor are going out of the city. These poor people are being exploited by the rich. The rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer. The time is so difficult that these rich people are creating social rules like them. They are doing all kinds of misdeeds in the name of wealth and power. It is covering up in front of everyone's eyes. There was a column in the middle of the room. There were only unhelpful letters inside. At the end of the makeup, Arthur came to a music company. The name of the company was Everything Must Go. The company was attracting people's attention. Then some bad guys came there. They were running away from Arthur with a signboard. Arthur was chasing them. He came running and came to a lane with the kids. Then one of the bad guys hit Arthur with the signboard. The signboard broke. Arthur fell down. The kids beat Arthur a lot. They kept saying that he is a joker. He is a liar. He has no courage. He can only make people laugh. What else can he do? The helpless Arthur was lying there on the road. Then Arthur went to a psychiatrist. He was a human patient. Arthur wanted to be a good stand-up comedian, so he wanted to get well. He asked Dr. Arthur to write regularly. He was aware of his mental state. He saw the doctor in his diary. He wrote, he hopes his death will be as valuable as his survival. It was understood that Arthur was a very dangerous person. At the end of the visit, Arthur was returning home. When he was in the house, a child was standing next to him. To make the child laugh, he was playing with the child. But the child's mother didn't like it. She begged Arthur to stop. The helpless Arthur kept laughing at her. The woman begged him more. Everyone around her was upset. Then Arthur showed a card. Arthur was in a medical condition. When something bad happens to him or when he is in a critical situation, he gets up like this. In his childhood, he started getting sick because of his head injury. And this laugh is a disease of Arthur. Maybe he was in this condition because he kept his anger inside him. Even now, he gets up like this. Arthur returns home. Every day he returns home and checks his letterbox. And he finds it empty as usual. He enters the house and talks to his mother. He loves his mother very much. Starting with food, he does all kinds of things. Although Arthur was getting dry day by day, he didn't take care of his mother properly. His mother asked him if there was any letter from Thomas Wayne. Arthur said, no, not yet. Arthur's mother, Penny, worked in Thomas Wayne's house for about 30 years. Thomas Wayne is the richest man in Gotham City. Penny wrote a letter to him. She said, if Thomas knows about their situation, he will definitely help them. Their favorite reality show starts on TV. The host of that show was Marie Franklin. The mother and son watched the show together. Arthur was a big fan of Marie Franklin. He doesn't miss any of her shows. He thinks of Marie as his idol. All the things Arthur has learned from comedy so far were inspired by Marie's story. He wanted to be a comedian like her. Like Marie, he also wanted to make people laugh on stage. The next day, Arthur goes to work. One of his colleagues comes and talks to him about what he did that day. He says, "It's not right to do everything with such an attitude. He has to be a comedian." He gives him a gun and tells him to protect his image. Arthur didn't want to take it, but he didn't take it in front of his colleague. At that time, Arthur's boss calls him to his room. He says, "Why don't you return the signboard from that day? If he doesn't return it, he will cut his salary from his salary." Arthur can't say anything here. What will he say? The people who are on the opposite side were not new to him. No one knows what happened to him or what is happening to him. The people who are on the opposite side to themselves, how will they respond to others? What will they oppose? He is tired of all this. Arthur returns home. He meets a girl named Sophie on the lift. Sophie was divorced. Arthur liked Sophie. When he came to the room, he asked his mother again if the letter had arrived. Arthur said, "Thomas Wayne is a very busy man. There is a doubt whether such a powerful person has still read his letter or not." And then he said, "You will go with them." It's not like that. His mother thinks Thomas is a very nice person. She will help him. Arthur heard a song where he does not find any help sitting by himself. There 30 years ago, from his mother's work. Thinking about these things, he keeps playing songs with his gun. Even if there are problems of the rich and poor in society, everyone is equal in front of this gun. Then everyone is afraid. Then what is said is done. The next morning, Arthur meets Sophie. He follows Sophie. He likes her. At night, Sophie herself comes to meet Arthur. Sophie was confident. Arthur was following her. But Sophie did not go far. She was impressed by Arthur's work. They started spending a good time together. The next morning, Arthur goes to a hospital for his work. There, she was enjoying watching the children's jokes. The gun falls down while dancing with him. The nurse and the child are all afraid of the gun. And for this gun, Arthur was fired from his job. Arthur tried a lot and gave him this gun. His job is so important for him. He has an unhealthy death that he has to see. But his boss does not listen to these things. His boss says that his colleague's gun was bought by him. It was a complete lie. That means he was hanged by Sophie. What will Arthur do? He takes a train back home. In that train of a woman and an enterprise. Those 3 people were dancing with that woman. Arthur does not listen to these things. He was broken in a human way. He was laughing while thinking about his situation. Those 3 people want to know, why did Arthur get up like this? They beat Arthur a lot. Arthur wanted to tell them about his problem, but they did not give him that proof. Arthur's train crossed the border. He took out his gun and shot those 3 people. They got scared of Arthur. He ran away from there. He entered a washroom. He was dancing there in a strange way. He did not regret. He was so scared that he left that boat. He confessed his crime. He was saved. He saw himself in the mirror. Arthur did not know if he was Arthur or Joker. I told you in the beginning that do not make a person's life so difficult that he forgets his existence. Otherwise, he will become a scary person. The news of this murder spread all over the world. Arthur can be seen in TV news. In the news, Thomas Wayne was asked about the murder of his employees. Thomas said that those who were killed were very good people. So their death like this never happened. The one who killed them was a joker. But the strange thing is that everyone in the city is not for those 3 people but for that joker. Everyone is supporting him. Arthur is happy to see the Joker's victory. People are talking for him. They are supporting him. The Arthur who used to be a child on the road is now getting the support of many people. Everyone is talking for him. Everyone is supporting him. Then Arthur goes to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist says that this is their last resort. The government has reduced the budget of social services. So now everyone will not get this kind of treatment. Arthur will not get his medicine or treatment. But he needed medicine. He was talking about getting well. He was talking about performing beautifully in a comedy show. But the reality is that he is dead. At the end of the story, Arthur wants to perform as a stand-up comedian in a comedy show. If he can't get well, what's the use of waiting? So he goes there in that condition. Many people are in front of him. He gets nervous seeing so many people. And because of this nervousness, he starts laughing again. His performance gets worse because of this laughter. He tries to hold back his laughter with his hands. But he can't. He can't make the audience laugh. So he laughs like crazy. It seems that his life is like a comedy. That's why he is dying. He returns home. He sees a small poster of Joker Gain on the street. Someone is walking around with Joker Gain. It means that the whole city is on Joker's side. He also has Sophie with him. Sophie says that she thinks that Joker is her hero. Arthur is happy to hear all this. When he comes home, he asks Penny Arthur to post another letter to Thomas Wayne. But before posting, Arthur opens the letter. It says, "I need your help for my and your child." This means Thomas Wayne's son. Arthur is desperate. Arthur is angry at his mother. Why hasn't she told him about this for so long? His mother says that Thomas is a good person. They were in a relationship for a while. But because of the differences between the rich and the poor, it is not possible to take away their relationship in this way. It has to be hidden from the society, which is why they are in this state today. Then Arthur goes to meet his unknown father, who does not recognize him for 30 years. Arthur comes to Thomas Wayne's house. At the gate of the house, he meets Thomas Wayne's son Bruce Wayne. This Bruce Wayne is the Batman of the future. The little Bruce is trying to laugh at the Joker's little play. Then the caretaker of the house, Alfred, comes there. He takes Bruce with him and says he does not talk to strangers like this. Arthur says he is not unknown. His mother has worked here for 30 years. Wayne had a relationship with his mother. He is Thomas Wayne's son. Alfred says his mother is a human patient. These are not true. They do not say anything wrong and tell him to go. Otherwise, he will call the police. Arthur says my mother is not a human patient. He is telling the truth. Thomas Wayne is my father and he has left me alone. Me and my mother are fighting with life day by day. And he is immediately contacting the caretaker's house. Who should I blame for this situation? I want an answer. Arthur leaves from there. When he returns home, he sees that the ambulance has arrived there. Arthur's mother is being taken to the hospital. She has a stroke. Seeing this situation, Arthur is in a lot of pain. 2 police officers come to the hospital. They ask Arthur about the 3 murders that took place at the train station. Does he know anything about it? Does Arthur know that Joker? Arthur says he doesn't know anything about it. Speaking of which, Arthur was able to know these questions. They also asked his mother. He had a stroke without being able to explain. Then Arthur came to his mother. There was Sophie with him. A show starts on TV. Arthur's favorite show is Marie Franklin's show. A video clip is shown in that show, which was about Arthur. Arthur was very nervous to perform as a stand-up comedian. When he saw that clip, he said, "Some people don't understand the meaning of comedy. On the contrary, they are destroying this art. They are actually the disrespectful jokers of the circus. They make Arthur a joker there. They mock Arthur there. Arthur is in a lot of pain. The person who has been recognized as his idol for so long, that person is making fun of him today. He is breaking his illness and taking it under his control. Like everyone else, he is also taking advantage of him." Arthur is in a lot of pain because of this. He is crying alone. But the city doesn't stop. The situation is getting worse. A lot of people are making fun of them. They are making fun of them. They are mocking the influential ones like Thomas Wayne. They have taken up a place in their opposition. There are mills and establishments of the rich. It is a great honor to shake hands with these people. If they clap their hands, how much can the city become prosperous? That's what the whole country is seeing. Arthur sees them. Seeing that, the people of the city were inspired by the work of the Joker and fought for their rights. Everyone there considered the Joker as a hero. Arthur came in those missiles. He used the power of the Joker that he had born within him. By using it, this rebellion was created through him. The various influential people of the city came to the theater to watch the movie for their satisfaction. Arthur entered the theater, where the influential people are spending their days without eating, and they are killing them there. Thomas Wayne was in that theater. Everyone outside shouted, "I am Joker, I am Joker." The police are sent there to stop this missile. And then there is a riot there. With this inspiration, Arthur comes to the washroom to meet Thomas. Arthur says to Thomas, "I am your son. Why didn't you look for us for so long? How are we? Don't try to know." In all this, Thomas gets up. Thomas feels uncomfortable. He says he is his mother's ill child, and he calls his mother a crazy woman. Arthur says, "You all made me a laughing stock. So much pain has gone inside that I can only laugh now." Arthur laughs loudly, and then Thomas hits him in the face and goes away from there. Arthur gets a lot of pain in his mind. He thinks his life is a curse. Then he puts himself in a freezer and tries to commit suicide. At that time, a call comes. He has been invited to Mary Franklin's show. Why not? The clip shown on that day has become very popular. People now want to see him in that show. Arthur is not ready to go to that show after getting Mary's invitation. Then Arthur comes to Arkham Hospital. Arthur's mother, Penny, was once treated in this hospital. Arthur wants his mother's file because he wanted to know the truth about what Thomas said. But the hospital staff is not willing to give the file. Then Arthur takes the file and runs away. Arthur reads that file. Then he gets a lot of pain. Maybe that's what he wanted to know. Arthur's mother, Penny Fleck, had a boyfriend, and that boyfriend used to beat Arthur in front of his mother. And it's not like this. Arthur was once hit in the head, for which Arthur is so unwell today. Broken Arthur goes to Sophie to share his sorrows, but Sophie was never there. Every moment he spent with Sophie was his imagination. The stories in the file give Arthur a bad feeling. He wants a lot. His mother had been hiding them for so long. Why didn't she put a bandage on his head when he was beaten? Why didn't she leave that violent boyfriend for his son? Before that, he had been diagnosed with such a serious disease. His mother thought he was a criminal. Maybe every word said in this file could be a lie. Maybe it's all a joke. But every time he has come to support that joke, he has come to call him a good man. So how has a good man left his child alone for so many years? He has given him insecurity. How has his mother hidden this relationship of father and son for whom? For whom he has to die day by day. His mother is responsible for all this. Thinking about all this, Arthur goes mad. He goes to the hospital. He stands in front of his mother. He says, "I thought my life was a mishap, but now I realized it was a joke." Then he beats his mother to death. Arthur gets ready to go to Mary Franklin. He gets a picture of his mother. There was a story written by Thomas behind it. It was written by Penarashi, Thomas's favorite. That is, there was a time when they had a relationship. But now Arthur has no other way. At that time, 2 of his colleagues came there. They came there to give him the support of his mother's death. There was also the colleague who had hanged him and got him out of his job. And now he has come to give false support. Arthur has no meaning now. He is now a Joker. He is also responsible for Arthur's situation. Arthur attacks the colleague, kills him, wipes the whole body with blood. Then Arthur gets out. Neither Arthur nor the Joker gets out. A new week has been born. He has been introduced as the leader of the poor. This Joker is very happy. He keeps dancing. His happiness keeps shining. This Joker is an example of how a person can be affected by the reality of his creation, society, and nation. Two policemen see Arthur in the Joker's place. The Joker runs away from there. He gets on a train. Many Joker masks were worn on the train. In this crowd, the policemen beat the Joker. And then the Joker arrives at Marie Franklin's show. Marie meets him. She says that he is also protesting against the probable murders. Joker laughs a little. And when he requests Marie to put him on stage, he introduces him to everyone as the Joker. This Joker said that Marie was making fun of him before. The show begins. Many people gather in that room. The Joker sits in that room with Marie. Marie asks the Joker about his costume. The Joker says he likes to make people laugh. So he wears the Joker. Marie starts chatting with him. Once the Joker says that the 3 murders a few days ago he did it. And these murders are not like this. There is a cruel reality behind it. In this society, the poor are given a very low status. They are forced to live in poverty. No one sees them. No one talks to them. Even if there is a little bit of poverty of the poor on the other side, the society wants to make noise about it. This society is now polluted. This society is now barbaric, where the small dreams of the hardworking volunteers are created and the big 8-digit numbers are created. Everyone is now on the side. Everyone wants to take advantage of each other. The Joker they saw today, they also have a side behind it. This will be the TRP of their show. Everyone plays the game of conditions. Marie Franklin is also one of those people. She is also a bad person in a good way. In this story of the Joker, Marie is very angry. She wants to get him out of there. The Joker says, "Now it's time for me to tell a joke." Saying this, the Joker points the gun at Marie and shoots her and kills her. The people around are afraid. Everyone runs away from there. The police come there and arrest the Joker and take him away. On the way, many people gather. They are all supporters of the Joker. One of them stops the police car in the middle of the track. The people there take their hero, the Joker, out of the car. The Joker gets on top of the car. His nose is covered with blood. And with this blood, he creates a smile face on his face. The Joker is very happy today. He has taken the key to his innocent self. He has created a hero of the new age. In this story, Thomas Wayne, his wife, and his celebrity wife were there. And at that time, a man named Joker comes there. He shoots Thomas and his wife and kills them. Arthur was taken to a mental hospital. He keeps smiling in front of the psychiatrist. Maybe he got the news of Thomas Wayne's death like this. The psychiatrist asks him why he is laughing. Arthur says he won't understand. Arthur gets out of there. He gets out of there with blood on his face. He killed the psychiatrist. Don't take so much from a person that he has nothing to lose. Don't make his life so unfaithful that no one is afraid of his death. Then it will lose its existence and take a terrible form.